Welcome to the Lean Out Your Business podcast, a show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs accelerate business growth and simplify success. I'm your host, Crista Grasso, and I've been working with businesses for more than 2 decades to help them lean out and optimize what's working while eliminating anything that's not adding value. So if you are ready to get more time back in your day, more profit in your business, and to do business differently, growing and scaling on your terms, let's dive into today's episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Lean Out Your Business podcast. Today, we're going to be diving into hustle-free scaling secrets, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my Simplify to Scale workshop series. So at the time that I'm recording this, we just wrapped up the 3-day workshop series. We'll be doing it again really soon. You can actually register to join our next workshop at leanoutmethod.com/simplifyit, all one word, simplify it. But what I wanted to do today is I'm going to share with you just the beginning of our 3rd session. And this is where I really get into what it takes to scale your business to 7 figures and beyond, and the mistakes that you want to avoid that I find keep people stuck from the results that they actually want. Now, in the spirit of time, I'm not going to share all of the mistakes with you. You'll have to join me in the workshop series for all of those, but I am going to share the first 3 with you. And the second one in particular, there is a concept that I introduce and that I share that I do with people inside the Simplify to Scale Business Accelerator that is a complete and total game changer. It's called Focus Number, and I really look forward to hearing what you think of it and how you're able to leverage it in your business. So enjoy this behind the scenes from our Simplify to Scale workshop series, and go ahead and register to join me for my next live workshop, which is coming up really soon. Again, you can join me over at leanoutmethod.com/simplifyit. And we did this workshop series because doors are now officially open to the next cohort of our Simplify to Scale Business Accelerator. So I would absolutely love to have you join me inside that program. You could head over to leanoutmethod.com/scale for all the details, or put some time on my calendar and let's chat. Let's see if it's a really good fit for you and for what your goals are right now in your business. And you could do that at scalingstrategycall.com. So let's dive into the 3rd workshop from the Simplify to Scale workshop series. Today, we are going to be diving into hustle-free scaling secrets. So I'm going to be sharing with you all of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they're scaling their business, or that keeps them from moving forward and scaling their business. So today is honestly one of my very favorite sessions, not to play favorites, but we go into a concept that I think is going to make scaling as simple as possible for you. I'm pretty sure it's under mistake number 2. So we are going to dive in, and I'm going to share with you that which I think will really help you to move forward and do this in a really simple, sustainable way. But first, let's take a quick look back at what we've done so far. So on session 1, we went in and looked at how to achieve more by doing less. We looked at your vision, your business model, your activity alignment, and your takeaway that day was to identify 3 things that you could stop doing in the next 30 days to try to get time back in your week. So if you haven't done that yet, go back, do those activities, because I really do want to see you leave this workshop series with more time in your week instead of with more things to do. So that was session 1. Then yesterday, we dove in and we looked at systems. We looked at why they were important to business growth and how they help you to scale. We looked at the critical systems that your business needs to scale. And we also looked at the highest impact system to develop, which is your scalable signature offer. And that really includes all of those other systems end to end, just looking at them in a really focused way on the thing that actually allows you to generate revenue and make a big impact. Today, specifically, we're going to look at those mistakes. We're going to look at the absolute simplest way to scale, and we'll talk about how we can support you. Simplify, systematize, scale. These are the 3 stages that we've been talking about so far this week. Day 1, we looked at simplify. Day 2, we looked at systematize. Today, we are going to dive into scale and how to scale. People often ask me what the secret to scaling is. I'm always asked for the secret to scaling. I named this session Hustle-Free Scaling Secrets, which was kind of a like inside joke, because there really is no secret. That is the secret, right? The secret is that there is no secret. There's not like some magic one thing that somebody does different that makes them super successful and that makes them scale. The reality is that the things that you do that take you to six figures are not the same things that you do to take you to seven figures and beyond. And so you really need to think and act differently. When you want to scale, you need to step into that next level. And that's why we started on Monday looking at what that next level vision is. And I hope some of you went out and listened to that podcast episode that I shared on identity evolution, because it really does get you in that mindset of what that next level is. And so it's not really a secret. It's just simply leveling up as the leader of your business so that your business can level up and scale along with you. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of the things that it doesn't take to get to 7+ figures, right? I think as we're building our business and getting things off the ground and trying to hit that first 6 figures and even trying to hit that first we end up in that hustle hamster wheel that we talked about Monday, right? We work really hard. It's like, what's the answer? Let's just do more. Let's just work harder. Let's just keep hustling. Let's just keep going. And through a whole lot of hard work and grit and sacrifice and all those things, you absolutely can get to 6 figures. It's not sustainable. And honestly, it doesn't have to be that way. I think we think it has to be that way. It doesn't actually need to be that way, but that's certainly not what's going to get you to 7 figures. It's just, there's not enough hours in the day to work hard enough and hustle hard enough and do all those things to get yourself there, or to get yourself there without burning yourself out. And that's not at all what we want, right? You're not going to get to 7+ figures trying to figure things out on your own, or piecing together a bunch of strategies, right? Downloading a free guide over here, attending a free training series over here, piecemealing a bunch of stuff together, maybe doing a low investment DIY course, trying to hack it all together into this one cohesive strategy to scale your business. It just doesn't really work that way. Again, you can do that and get to 6 figures. You can, experiment with this and get some traction, and experiment with that and get some traction. But when you're really trying to scale, you need something that's very cohesive and very intentionally, and that supports the specific vision that you have for your business, not something cookie cutter where you're plugging into other models. Doing too much yourself and wearing all the hats, right? When you really do want to scale up to 7 figures, you need to build that team. You need to invest in building out those systems. And you don't get there by winging it and hoping for the best, right? I feel like a lot of early entrepreneurship is just like, I'm going to put this out there and see how it goes, right? When you actually have that sustainable, successful business, at this point, you are doing strategic planning. You're being very intentional with what you're doing. You're measuring and seeing what's working and what's not working, right? It's just you show up for your business in a different way, in a much more committed way, in a much more serious way when you're really trying to scale. And you don't go it alone, right? You have that support system. You have accountability in place. I don't think I know a single other 7-figure business owner who isn't in a mastermind or who isn't in a group mentorship program, right? They're not buying courses. They're not doing things like that. They are in programs where they are surrounded by other people who are at their level or that next level, and they have accountability and support to work through the questions, the issues, the things that come up as they go through their journey. It's not about learning, it's about doing and getting support and getting feedback. Finally, right, you're not structuring your business to be 100% dependent on you. As you want to scale up your business, you really do need to have systems, team, and remove that dependency on you and remove yourself as a bottleneck in your business. This is not a secret, but that's just what it's going to take, right? And a lot of those different things that we just went through, that is what people do, unfortunately, to get themselves to their first 6 figures. It's not how they have to approach it, but it just tends to be the common practices that people do. What you really want to do is you want to stop all of that. You want to look at your business, simplify, and systematize so that you can actually scale sustainably. And I shared this with you on Monday. This is my true belief that simplifying and systematizing your business, that is the absolute most effective way to scale sustainably, and to do it without having to trade your personal life for your business, without having to work 24/7 and feel that constant pressure to be doing all the things and making all the decisions. And so scaling itself isn't easy, right? I don't think anything in business is really truly easy. Scaling most definitely is not not easy, but it can be pretty simple and straightforward. And especially when you know what mistakes to avoid. So that's what we're going to be focused on today, is knowing what mistakes people make so that you can avoid making them and really accelerate your own results and avoid the very expensive, very timely, and very energy draining things that so many people do when they're trying to scale their business. So let's dive into the top 8 common scaling mistakes to avoid. So mistake number 1, we've talked a lot about this, right? Scaling without simplifying first and resulting in noise and complexity, or on the flip side, completely avoiding scaling because you think it's going to be too complex, right? It's, oh, that's just too much for me. No way, like can't do it. Right. And so you want to lean out and simplify before you can scale sustainably. And so I actually structured the entire Simplify to Scale accelerator in that way. We focus on accelerating your growth while we're removing complexity so that you build that solid foundation to scale. And so you are set up to scale. And this is Diane, and I wanted to share her story because I think this was so good. She avoided scaling. When her and I first talked, she's like, I don't want to scale. I just want to grow. I don't want to scale. I don't want a big complex business. I don't want any of those things. And so she said, I wanted to scale my coaching business, but knew that it needed to be simplified first. I realized that I'd been holding off on scaling because I believed that a bigger business would require more work and I was already at capacity. Right. So I don't know if any of you have ever felt this, but a lot of people either come to me like, I want to scale and I don't know how, or I don't know that I want to scale because I am burnt out. I am maxed out. I can't take anything else on right now. And that's why I recommend that you simplify first. And so she went on to say that, lean out method made it possible. And she has clarity on that. She's actually making amazing, amazing progress in her business. So mistake number 2, scaling through addition instead of subtraction and optimization, right? We talked about this already too. Entrepreneurs, what do we love? New and different. Give me new and different. We are idea generators, right? If we could just build and do new things all day long, we would be in our happy place. The problem is new and different are the enemy of simple and sustainable. And so I talk often about how you can still do new and different while keeping things really lean and focused. We won't go into that in this session. But here's where I want to show you how simple scaling your business can actually be. And this is one of those things I don't hear anybody else talking about this. This is, to me, the simplest way to scale your business and where you should start. So this is that mistake that I mentioned that I'm super excited to share with you. So I hope you guys love this as much as people in the accelerator love this. So first, let's look at what it takes to actually sell an offer. So you have your offer. We looked at this yesterday. There's things that you need to do to market and actually sell that offer so people make the decision to buy it. Then once somebody buys the offer, you have to actually deliver the offer, right? So whether it's an 8-week program, whether it's a year-long program, whatever that looks like, you have to show up and deliver that. And that generates a certain amount of revenue. There's a lot that goes into marketing and selling an offer, right? This is just a quick list. There's a lot more than this, right? You typically have some kind of lead magnet. You've got social media posts. You're sending newsletters to your list. Maybe you're doing free trainings. Maybe you have paid ads going. Maybe you're working with people to get referrals. Maybe you have registration pages where people sign up for things, sales pages where people can buy things. Maybe you do sales calls, right? There's a whole lot that goes into actually selling something. It's cool that you have the offer, but people don't just magically buy the offer. You have to make it so that they are aware that your offer exists and that it's enticing and that they want that offer. So there's a lot that goes into marketing and selling. Now, when it comes to the offer itself, typically there's some kind of curriculum or modules or something. Maybe you're teaching it live, but either way, there's content and you've got to create that content. There's some sort of tech and tool aspect of it. And then there's usually some kind of email automations, like whenever anybody joins any of our programs, they get the confirmation you're in. Every time we have a call, they get an email that says, here's the Zoom link so you can join us this week, right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into that offer itself. And then you have to deliver the offer. So you've got to show up. If there's Q&A, you've got to do that. If there's training and events, you've got to do that. If there's a community or support, you've got to do that, right? So delivering and selling an offer in and of itself, if you really want to do this well, and you should want to do this well, right? There's a lot that goes into it. But what most people do is instead of looking at this and trying to really optimize that one offer, they do this. Like, I want to sell more, so I'm going to add another offer, new and different. you know what, I'm going to add another offer, new and different. I'm going to add another offer, new and different, right? And they're trying to build revenue and they just keep adding more and more and more. And I think you can probably see what ends up happening if you keep going down this path, right? It's a lot of moving parts to coordinate, gets really complex and really overwhelming quickly. It's very time consuming and usually pretty expensive to market and sell. It can be really challenging to coordinate delivery, especially if you've got a lot of different programs and you're like, can I do a Q&A call at 2 o'clock? No, I already have a Q&A call at 2 o'clock at that time. When can I fit this Q&A call in, right? There's a lot of moving parts. And sometimes your customer experience can suffer. And if you think about creating systems, we talked about creating systems in the context of your scalable signature offer. Well, if you have a ton of offer, that's a whole lot of systems that you have to create and maintain if you want consistent results. And it can be really hard to predict your revenue. And so I see so many people doing this. And again, this is like the hardest way to scale your business. So it gives you missed optimization opportunities and it can lead to, leaving massive amounts of money on the table. And so there is a way, way, way simpler way, which I'm going to share with you. So what if instead you laser focus in on your scalable signature offer, right? You start with identifying what that offer is and you go all in on that one offer. You optimize, you put together and you optimize an end-to-end sales, marketing, and delivery system that actually gives you predictable and profitable results and that shortens your customer buying cycle. Because you're doing it with intention, you know how to shorten that buying cycle for your customer. And then over time, you build up a scalable signature offer suite around your customer journey. So you're not going to stick with one offer forever, right? That's not a sustainable business model, but you very intentionally and strategically add in other offers based on your customer journey, like we looked at yesterday. Is there an upsell that's going to strategically, take them to that next level? Is there a downsell for your ideal target market who's not yet ready for your SSO, your scalable signature offer? So this is how you want to be thinking about it. This simplifies it so much. And this is exactly what we do together inside Simplify to Scale. But let's break this down into an example. And this is the thing that I don't see many people talking about that I think just makes it so simple and so easy is, let's say you have a revenue target of $500,000 for this year. That's the example that we're going to use as we go through here. But just replace that number with whatever your revenue target is for the year. You can get there a lot of different ways. You could, and this is what a lot of people do, try to market and sell multiple offers and hope to hit 500,000 through a whole lot of hustle, right? Like, well, I'll try this. And if that one doesn't go really well, I'll try this. And maybe I'll try this. And you're kind of like all over the place, very revenue roller coaster, not super predictable. Or you could determine your focus number for your scalable signature offer and actually generate 500,000 simply and sustainably. And so here's what a focus number is. And if you take nothing else away from this whole workshop series, I want you to take away the importance of next level vision. And I want you to get clear on your focus number. Those two things are going to make a huge difference in your business. So your focus number is the one number to understand and laser focus on that will help ensure that you achieve your vision, you achieve your goals, and you achieve your revenue targets in your business. Every time, once you define your focus number, there's drivers that support it. And I'm going to give you some examples. So let's pretend this is your business. So you have a scalable signature offer in your business. It's a 6-month group coaching offer, and it costs $1,000 per month. So $6,000 total, $1,000 per month. When you look at how you have your current team, your systems, everything in place, you can serve up to about 60 people a month. Anything more than that, and you'd have to hire more teams or do more work. But based on what you have today, you can serve up to about 60 people. And you add new members all the time, right? Anyone can add at any point in time. So your focus number is going to represent the number of people who would need to join each month to achieve that revenue target. And so we're going to break it down. Here's the example. So if your revenue target was 500,000, your SSO is $1,000 a month by 6 months, all you would need to do is add nine members a month. That's it. You would just need to add 9 members per month. That's it. Like, how simple does that get when you think about how can I bring 9 people into my program this month? It simplifies your marketing. It simplifies everything, because instead of trying to say, what should I build and sell? What should I do? And you're all over the place. Instead, it's this month, I just simply need to bring in 9 people in this program. How do I bring 9 people into this program? Now, if your revenue goal was only 250,000, you only need to bring in 5 people. If it's $1 million, you only need to bring in 18 people. All of that is very, very doable. It just simplifies everything and really gets you laser focused. So if you think about that, you know it's 9 people. What would your drivers be in that case? And so your drivers are the things that allow you to achieve your focus number. So maybe you do a launch event. Maybe you just do everything you can to get people onto sales calls. Maybe you focus a lot on referrals and collaborations, and every single month you do some kind of collaboration in a complementary brand's Facebook group or something, or an Instagram live with them, or a YouTube something with them, right? Maybe you have automated email sequences. Maybe you run ads to a certain number of people each month, and you have a whole automated email nurture sequence to try to get people to enroll in that program. There's a lot of different drivers, a lot of different ways you could achieve those 9 new members per month. But all of a sudden it gets really simple and you get laser focused on those 9 people instead of on trying to imagine all of these new and different offers and all of these new and different things, right? And so just imagine how much easier and more simple this is, and how much noise and distraction you get to eliminate if you do that, and how much easier it becomes to develop your strategic plans. Right? You're not imagining new things all the time. You're just saying, how can I get 9 people to join this program this month? And when you do it repeatedly, you're going to find what works and you're going to optimize that and do more of it. You're going to find what doesn't work and you're going to stop doing that or reimagine it. When you're constantly doing new and different things and putting new and different things out there, you never get enough repetition to really be able to see what works. So what your takeaway activity for today is go ahead and determine what your focus number is for you to reach your revenue target. It's usually a lot easier than you think it might be. And then determine what those drivers are that will actually enable you to hit it. Take some time, brainstorm on it. I hope I'm going to invite you guys later when I tell you more about Simplify to Scale to schedule a scaling strategy call with us. It's scalingstrategycall.com. But I highly, highly recommend that you schedule that call if you have any interest in exploring how we might be able to work together, whether Simplify to Scale is right for you or whether something else is right for you. But this is something that you can talk about in your call as well, is bring your focus number to that call, bring your drivers to that call. It's a really great way to kind of explore and look at what you can do to simplify and scale your business. Okay, so mistake number 3. This is kind of like a sister mistake to number 2. Focusing on creating multiple offers and revenue streams too early. Like I said, you do want multiple revenue streams in your business. You absolutely do. And you don't only want one offer in your business, but you also want to perfect and nail that one scalable signature offer before you go off and start doing all the things, right? You want to be really intentional and you want to do it with the customer journey in mind. And that's what we do together inside Simplify to Scale. All right, I hope you got a lot of value out of that insight into session 3 from our Simplify to Scale workshop series. If you want to join me for the next one, head over to leanoutmethod.com/simplifyit. And if you want to learn more about our Simplify to Scale business accelerator, head over to leanoutmethod.com/scale. Doors are currently open and we are kicking off really soon. I would love to chat with you and see if it's a really good fit for your scaling goals and for what you're trying to do next in your business. We really double down on and focus on simplifying your business first so that you can actually scale in a sustainable way. We look at strategic planning, we look at systems, we look at team, and most importantly, we really look at how you can take that big, bold vision, goals, and revenue targets that you have for your business, and you can make them a reality your way. There is absolutely nothing cookie cutter. We do not force you into any sort of models. I want to help you take your unique vision and bring that to life, and to be able to give yourself time back, to be able to remove yourself from being so integral to absolutely everything that happens in your business that you feel like you can't take a vacation, you can't step away, and the business can't run without you. We want to shift all of that so that you have autonomy, so that you feel really passionate about what you're doing, so that you are providing incredible value to your clients and an amazing client experience, and so that you're really productive. You're working on the right things at the right time, and you're getting to spend your time in your zone of genius and getting time back to be able to reinvest in taking your business to the next level or giving yourself more time for self-care and the things that matter to you outside your business. So that's a lot of what we do together inside Simplify to Scale. Again, head over to leanoutmethod.com/scale for all the details. If you do have any questions and you'd like to chat, put some time on my calendar, head over to scalingstrategycall.com. I look forward to talking with you really soon, and I want to hear what your focus number is. So have an incredible week, and I will see you again next week. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Lean Out Your Business podcast. I hope you got a lot of value and actionable insights from today's show, and would love if you take a moment to leave us a review. If you have any questions on today's episode or on how to lean out your business, join us over in our private Facebook community, where every week we do live training and Q&A, and I'd love to have you be part of the conversation. Head to leanoutmethod.com/group to join us. And before you go, be sure to subscribe to the show so you're the first to know when we release a new episode. We'll see you next week.